All right, here we go. Today we have Albert Hughes of the legendary Hughes Brothers. Welcome to VladTV.
Oh, thank you. This is your part 2, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we just did your brother.
Yeah. When was that?
This was maybe about a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah. You just did the Dear Mama documentary.
Yep, seen it.
And now we got a call from your people, and here we are.
Did you get the screeners?
Yes. And
Did
I
you
watched
watch
them.
You did?
I did.
Oh,
I
cool.
did.
Oh, I have a question before we start. Sorry.
Yes.
I was going to correct something for you before you got started.
Okay.
You were right about it, if you want to know.
Okay, let's go.
So you were talking about the history of how we started with my brother, and he was talking about my student films that I did in LA City College, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was called the DriveBy. One was called Menace II Society,
Mm-hmm.
right? No relation to the movie. It was my brother's idea to take that title and put it on the movie. Then you said, hey, did you get that from the Ice Cube lyric?
Mm-hmm.
And my brother's like, no, it had nothing to do with it. You were right. He was wrong.
Okay, and you guys made a couple of short films first,
That's right.
right? And one of them was called Menace to Society, even though it wasn't the movie Menace to Society.
Yeah.
Was that based off of the Ice Cube line?
No.
You know what I'm talking about. I'm a menace to society.
Yeah.
Girls in biker
Which is
shorts are so fine to me. That's what I thought it was from. But
You're
no.
a real hip hop head. I love that shit.
Oh, yeah.
No, Menace Society. Listen, let's go back to high school for a second. When I was in high school, there was a TV production class, and the assignment was go home and make a how-to video. Make how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, how to put your inner tube on your bicycle. And I was insulted because by that time, me and my brother had already been making our little films for since 84. This is 1988, 1989. And I went and we made How to Be a Burglar. And I had my Bruce Lee suit from Enter the Dragon, not the yellow one from the Fraudulent movie, the black one. And we did this whole thing with Beverly Hills Cop music and our 2 Dobermans, pinchers chasing me and getting in, whatever. So cut to LACC when Albert's at LACC Film School in 1990, 91. The assignment was, I want you guys to take a Super 8 camera and shoot a chase sequence. And my brother was like, how about I do a film about a guy that goes to the Ready Teller and he's leaving the Ready Teller and some gangbanger just gets him in the alley and beats the shit out of him. And we did like the Raging Bull, blood effects, and this, that, and the other. This is the first time we got our hands on film. And then I wouldn't let the guy, I was the victim. I played the victim. And then it turns into this incredible chase sequence. So that's what the film Menace to Society, the short film was. Nothing to do with the song, nothing to do with the movie. It came from MC Ren and CPO, Ballad of a Menace. And Ice Cube is sampled.
Exactly.
Menace, right?
Yep.
From, what's the song that he did? That was from
Menace.
I Ain't the One.
Girls in biker shorts are so fly to me. Yeah, I Ain't the One. Yeah.
I Ain't the One. Or what was the title? Is that the title of the song?
Yeah, I Ain't the One. The one that
Yeah,
get played like a poop butt,
Yeah.
from the streets. Yeah.
So you were right.
I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then-
it was such an iconic lyric that, I wouldn't be surprised that that's how it was used. Yeah.
That was it. And then he had the idea, though, to his credit, to move that title to the movie because the original title to Menace was Rampage.
Oh, Menace is way better.
Yeah.
Way better. Rampage.
And then we went to the swap meet to get hats made.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we came up with the idea of let's do the Roman numeral 2 instead of, so there you go.
Okay.
You were right.
Well, this is your first time here, so I want to start in the very beginning. So you guys were born in Detroit, Armenian mother, black father.
Yep.
But they divorced when you guys were 2?
Yeah, I think it was 2.
Okay. And then that's when you guys moved after that?
We moved in 1980, right before Reagan got voted into office.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were living in Detroit, even though my father and my mother had divorced, we would see him off and on because there's kind of a misnomer or stories about us that our father wasn't in our life. He was there. He was just in and out, basically hustling and doing odd jobs and stuff like that. And we always wanted to move out west for 2 reasons. One was we wanted to be cowboys because we were young, right? So we told our mom we want to move out west, we want to be cowboys. And the other one was we wanted to be in the movie business, but we thought we were going to be in front of the camera, right? Mm-hmm. And she kept saying, okay, we're going to do that. We're going to do that, right? And then one day she decided to up and leave. And a lot of it had to do with Detroit at the time, what was going on, and my father and her being, in a complex relationship. And so we had to stay with our father for a few months. as she came out and set up in California. And we were on welfare at the time. And so she came out here, she was working at the burger stand in West Covina on welfare. And we had a pretty rough summer that summer with our father in Detroit. That was pretty scary. And then we were
scary how?
Well, he put us, and I don't blame my father for this, and I'm glad we went through it. He brought us to this house of an uncle of ours who had a girlfriend, and it was her house, and she had 2 kids. And it was in the ghetto. And Detroit, you have to understand, was like, it used to be a big boom town because of the auto industry, the great migration of black auto workers moving from the South. And at this time in the 70s, it was bombed out and it was hell, right? And you could actually be living in a mansion and be on welfare and poor, but you're in a 5-bedroom mansion filled with rats, right? And this was one of those houses we were put in. Our father dropped us off and he left. And my uncle, his name was Army, his nickname, got into an argument with his girlfriend. He left. She has 2 kids and us now. And the house smelled like piss. So we're like, why does this house smell like piss? And why does their bedroom, these kids' bedroom, smell like piss? Now, in hindsight, I know because she abused them and she abused us. She would beat our ass every day, right? But the first night, what she said to us was, you guys are sleeping on the couch and keep your shoes on. Because if you take your shoes off, the rats will eat your feet.
Damn.
So we were huddled up on the couch, and our mom was always protective of us. We had a pretty good life, even though we were poor. And we literally saw like rats battling each other on the living room floor. We're just freaked out by this. So we had to live there in those conditions before we came to California. And as a kid, it feels like you were there forever, but it probably was a couple months. And what she would do is she would only have 1 sandwich for all of us at lunch, all 4 kids, cut it into 4, give it to, won't eat for the rest of the day until dinner time. Then dinner came, and she would actually do this very traditional dinner. She'd make the dinner, we'd all sit at the table, and we'd have to watch her eat the dinner first. And then we could eat after her, right? So this went on for some time. And then the final week we were there, I think, my uncle came back. She had made beef stroganoff, I remember. She went upstairs to have an argument with him. It lasted 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And we're just looking, we're starved. We haven't eaten anything. Finally, we're taking this ass kicking. We just eat all the food, right?
Ate all the beef
We ate all the food. Then finally, my dad came to pick us up and took us to the airport. And we're off to California. Landed at LAX. Back then, you could pull up to the curbside. I get in the front seat. My brother gets in the back seat. And she looks down at my legs. It's summertime. And she's like, Albert, what happened to your legs? I'm like, oh, there was this woman. She wouldn't feed us. She'd beat our ass every day. She was like, and when I saw that look in hindsight, I go, that's why she moved. And that's why we didn't see our father for 5 years. She saw my legs and it was a wrap,
Wow.
Yeah.
So 5 years, no dad.
Yeah.
That affect you guys?
Yeah, I guess it's like my daughter always says, like, oh, we had a traumatic childhood, but I always say I wouldn't take any of it back. Even those ass whippings from that woman, I wouldn't take back because we got a dose of what some people get their whole childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely, when somebody asks where's your pops at, and you can't say, you don't know why at that age. You don't know why that. Now I know with adulthood why my mom made that decision.